Look at right there. Look at them two big old bags of reefer. I'm just kidding. One's mullein and one's raspberry leaf. It's summertime, so I ain't been making teas in a long time, but that's what they are. Either way, what's up? Nothing? Nothing much? I just felt like making a video. I was watching a video of a dude tell one of his dope-headed stories. And I was like, oh yeah, I should make a video about my old buddy Scotty. I ended up living at the dope house and never did the meth for like at least 6 months. But they got a lot of pills every month, like prescription. So when they'd refill, it was party time, and I'd occasionally have reefer when I had the money. And I remember this one night when we were snorting a bunch of Xanax and Lortabs, and we got tired of like choosing, so we just crushed them up into a powder and mixed the powder together. Some Xanny tabs. Uh, and I just remember we were getting real messed up. It must have been the day that they got filled or something. Sorry, I got phlegm. But it must have been the day that the refill day, because we were real messed up and been doing them all day, having a good time, being intoxicated. And it got to nighttime, and I done did so many pills at that point in the day that I did my first line of meth ever and went to sleep. Not immediately, you know. After I did the line, I went back outside. Went back outside. It's the first time I'd ever been in that specific home across the street. But either way, yeah, when I went outside, I was like, I'd been feeling the pills and the meth. I laid in the grass. I think it was even covered in dew, and I hate the way grass feels. Like, it just makes you itch. It feels nasty, but either way. I just remember laying there with my arms up, laying above my head. And I was like, is this what y'all feel all the time? This is amazing. Oh. But the crazy thing is I went inside and slept. I guess all the pills overpowered it. My memory says it was a big line, but who knows? Who knows? But yeah, about my friend Scotty. He overdosed recently and died. So he's no longer here. I don't know what to think or say about people being good or not. I mean, I guess based off what I believe. It's like you can hate the whatever that they do, but you shouldn't hate them, kind of deal. Either way. He was doing a whole lot of GHB, which is when you mix paint thinner and insecticide, a bug poison. You mix them two, and specific ones. I don't know what exact paint thinner, what exact bug poison. I don't know, but yeah. So that tells you enough that you don't want to try it. And the day that I almost tried it, 2 days beforehand, I heard a story that made me decide not to try it. Scotty's sister, Ashley, she's still alive. The one that always tried to molest me. Either way. She was doing GHB at a dope man's house, and she went into his bathroom, pooped into her hands, painted the walls, and then painted her body. So yeah, I never tried that. There's plenty of it around though. GHB, I don't know what it feels like. Anyway, Scotty was doing that, and he'd been shooting up Suboxone, or taking it. I don't know if he shot it up or not, but I know he shot up meth, so you just kind of assume. Doing meth and something else. There was something else in his system when they did the autopsy on him. Of course, that's sad, but that's the way it goes eventually. If you don't stop, I mean, if it could go that way the first time too. So, not to say have any cocky ideas. I remember when I first started playing with drugs, and I had the little bit of fear. I don't mean weed, which I don't support that either. But I remember when I first started playing with it, I was scared of the addiction because of all the things you hear. But that fear, the lies of fear, is what gave me confidence afterwards. Because I did it a handful of times, and I was like, okay, I did it. I did a lot. 3 days have passed since I've done it, and I'm fine. I don't require more. So because I've been lied to about the first time, and you chase the dragon, blah 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 blah, I was like, I'm fine. I'd be fine if I never did it again. It gave me this confidence. It was like, oh, that's a bunch of mumbo jumbo. But yeah, you'll get caught. And the thing is you can't even trust your own thoughts or your own capabilities, because what you're putting in you is influencing those thoughts. So those thoughts are no longer the 100% truth that you originally knew. They keep getting affected a little more and a little more and a little more. Even years into doing it almost every day, I was still kind of somehow able to convince myself it's like, okay, yeah, it'll suck, when I stop, but I can still stop. It'll just suck a little bit, but I can stop. I'll just suffer for a handful of days or however long. Mm-mm. Sorry, I had to. Can you tell I'm getting fat? It's time to get back on the meth. I'm getting fat. Yeah, Scotty died. Sad. The last time I had seen him, he was in the tent. They were like living in the woods in the tent. He was arguing with his girl, so he never came out because he's too angry. He wanted to finish his argument, I guess. In the time before that I actually seen him, he came to my front door right there after my dad went to prison, so I'm all alone over here. And he was asking for something. I'm not really sure. Oh yeah, PVC pipe and something about a shower. And as much as I want to help somebody, which I was in a terrible mindset that time, like there was no peace with nobody. Anybody I looked at, I wanted to have a problem with them. Yeah, either way. So I just kind of ran him off, not in a mean way, but I was like, no, just like that mumbly thing where you don't want to be mean and say no, but you're saying no, because I know he's a thief. I don't trust him. Even if he didn't steal nothing while he was in, he'd see something that he'd think about coming back for when I wasn't home, or So it sucks that that's my last interaction with him. And then he died. But that's the way it goes. His dad, I'm also close with, or was-ish now, I guess. I don't know. I don't see him, but maybe once every 2 months or something. He recently had a heart attack. If he's telling the truth, they love having stories. But either way, he recently had a heart attack. And it's like, what do you think meth does? It's like, you're old. Actually old. Not just a young person saying old. He's actually old. Doing meth, having a heart attack. And does that stop him? I hate it when people have these demonic sounding stories about someone that dies. My friend's mom died. She was in the hospital bed dying, and she was a piece of trash. I mean, I'm trying to correct myself about how I talk about people and think about people or whatever, but either way, I never seen a good part of her that could have been. And she was in the hospital bed dying. She did die, but as she was dying, she was talking about, I don't remember what she called them, but basically you'd assume they were demons grabbing her feet and talking about her feet were burning and it was really hot and some, fire and all that. And my friend Scotty, when he died, they said because he was extremely intoxicated, trying to start fights with everybody, not even talking fights, like he just kind of, if you had anything to do with him, he'd grab you and like try to, either way. And so he ended up falling a bunch of times because he's so messed up. And when he finally fell the last time, when he died, apparently he let out some sort of evil laugh right before dying. I hate that stuff, man. It's funny to me that and when I go to church and I'm around people, I feel like a low down, dirty scumbag by comparison. You know, like sinful, whatever, blah blah blah, hell-bound individual. And then when I go around those friends, they think I'm a Jesus freak. But I'm very clear in the fact that I am not a good example. What else? What else? What else? I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't feel like thinking of nothing else. I'll start stuttering. Alright, peace on the streets.